to fulfill what had been said by Isaiah the prophet. He took away our infirmities and bore our disease. The Gospel of the Lord. Is anything too hard for God to do? Thousands of years before Jesus, God asked Abraham this question. Today, the Lord is addressing the same question not to Abraham, but to you and to me. Is anything too hard for me to do in your life, in your family? Now you come here every day to pray, to receive Jesus, to celebrate Mass. Have you ever asked yourself that question and tried to answer it yourself? Is anything too hard, too difficult for God to do? If you asked the centurion in the gospel today, he would say God can do all things. He was a man of faith. He believes that the Word of God is Jesus, and Jesus is the Word of God made alive, the Word incarnate. A servant was sick, and he knew the answer. He came to Jesus, was pleading, please heal my servant. And Jesus said, okay, let's go to your home. And he said, I am a sinner. Just say the word, and my servant will be healed. Now this man believed in the power of intercession. Some of you pray for your children, for your family, for your friends. Do you really believe that God can work through your prayer? And he said to the Lord, say the word, and my servant will be healed. Your word can go anywhere in the parts of the world and bring healing. Is anything too hard for God to do? And the Lord spoke the word, and his servant was healed. Sarah was 90 years old when the word of God came to her that she would conceive and bear a son. And she was looking at something that is not practically, naturally possible for a 90-year-old woman to conceive naturally. And she thought about her fertility that is gone. She thought about her bones that are getting weaker every day. How would I carry a baby in my womb for 9 months when I can barely get up? How possible is it? She laughed. Is there anything impossible for God to do? God created us out of nothing. He can send his word to renew what is dry in our lives, to revive what is dying in your life. Any organ that is dying, God can speak a word and it comes back to life. But you have to believe it. There's one man in Minneapolis who told his story. His name is Greg. Greg said he was diagnosed with cancer, inoperable cancer. And the doctor told his family to start planning his funeral. He would die within weeks. Greg said He was waiting for God to say it. And it was a battle between fear and faith, but he chose faith. He said, I am waiting for the Lord to say it. The doctor has said what is medically, naturally possible, and you will die. But the Lord is the master of impossibility. He has the final say. And Greg would go to a rundown church every morning to pray. And there he heard the word of God saying to him, spend the rest of your life rebuilding this church. And Greg said yes to God and started every morning after praying, he would start building the church. A couple of months before he completed the building, his cancer had disappeared. Is anything too hard for God to do? There was a lady also who told her own story. Because of her medical condition, the doctor told her that she would never have any child. And she said, I am waiting for the Lord to say it. And she chose faith over fear and kept praying and praying and praying every day. And then she conceived. And then she had a baby. And then she raised a baby. Healthy baby, healthy mother. It's the God of impossibility that we serve. The prophet Zechariah told the people of Israel that this city in Jerusalem that is empty will be filled with people, healthy. Those who would live a long life, and some were doubting it. And he said to them, if this is impossible in the eyes of the remnants, should it be impossible in the eyes of God that we serve? If you believe that God can do all things, why do you allow fear and doubt to arise from your heart? Why do you still doubt that God can heal your sickness, your condition? That God can change the life of your son or your daughter who is using drugs, who is addicted? Do you still believe that God can do something to heal someone that his or her condition brings tears in your eyes? Ask yourself this question today. Is anything too hard for your God to do?